2.5 Graphs of equations and circles. In this section, we are going to learn how to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Identify the center and the radius of a circle. Write equations of circles and graph circles. So how can we find the x-intercept and the y-intercept of the graph? So if you look at the figure A, this graph is a down parabola. The graph passing to the x-axis at 2 points. So this graph has two x-intercepts at a, 0 and b, 0. And this graph has a y-intercept of this point. So only has one y-intercept and two x-intercepts. This graph we call parabola. The lowest point we call the vertex. Use a V to represent it. The lowest point is a 0, -4. So the -4 is a y-intercept. And we give the particular name is a vertex. Because the y-axis divides the parabola into two congruent halves, is called the axis of symmetry. We say the parabola is symmetric about the y-axis. So this the y-axis split the parabola into half and half. So this part of the curve is symmetric with the other part. So that means at these 2 points, they have the same y value, 0. But the right-hand side parabola has a positive x2, and the left-hand side of the parabola has a -2 on the x-axis. So each of the points on the curve on the left-hand side of the parabola and the right-hand side parabola, they are symmetric. Identify the center and the radius of a circle. A circle is the set of all points in a plane that are a fixed distance from a point we call the center. The fixed distance is the radius of the circle. The standard form of an equation of a circle with center at h, k and the radius is r. So the graph of any equation that can be written in the standard form has x minus h, everything squared, plus, keep in mind the middle sign is a plus y minus k, everything squared, is equal the radius squared. It's a circle with radius r and the center is h, k. So h, k represent the center. And keep in mind, inside of the parentheses, both of the term, they have the negative sign in the between. But outside, this combined sign is a positive. If radius is equal 0, the circle is a single point. We call it a point circle because there's no radius. So just the point, a particular point on the graph. The standard form of an equation of the circle with center at 0, 0. When the center at 0, 0, that means your h and k is 0, right? So x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal radius squared. So since h is 0, k is 0, so you only have x squared plus y squared equal radius squared. When your h, k, when your k, h is equal 0, 0. Now we work on this example. Find the center and the radius of the circle. So the center is by finding the center by using these 2 points, but we take the opposite number. So the center h comma k is at 3 comma negative 2. So when you rewrite them back to the factor form, you will turn to the x minus 3 and the y plus 2. The radius is by looking at the right hand side number, take the square root of the number, that will be the radius. So since the 36 is a 6 square, so that means the radius is 6. Write the equation of circle. So write the equation of the circle with the center at negative 2 comma 4 and the radius is 1. So we use the standard equation of the circle to rewrite this question. So we have x plus 2. Keep in mind, your h comma k always take the opposite number. Plus y minus 4, everything square, is equal radius square. So now you just write down x plus 2, everything square, plus y minus 4, everything square is 1, because 1 square is 1. So this would be the equation of the circle. Graph the circle. Let me go back to this question. If I want to graph the circle of this equation, so first you need to label your center point. So the center point at negative 2 comma 4. So the center is about here. And now the radius is 1, right? So you have go right 1. This is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So go down 1, go left 1, go up 1. So combine those 4 dots around the circle, around the center, that would be the circle of the equation. So radius is 1. This is 1. So now we sketch the graph of this equation. So before you sketch the graph, we need to rewrite this equation. Rearrange this equation into the circle standard form. That's an easier way to solve it. So let me show you the work on the top here. As here you can see, each of the term, they has the factor of 2. So I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. So we will have x squared plus y squared minus 4x plus 2y minus 20 equal 0. Now I'm going to combine the x term together, combine the y term together, and then bring the 20 to the other side. So we will have x squared minus 4x. Now I'm going to write down plus, keep the space here. Okay. Now we move on to the y, plus y squared plus 2y plus, keep the space here, equal 20. Now I'm going to use complete the square form to get the binomial square term here. So finding the third term, finding this term, we are using the b term, the b value, to divide by 2 and do the square. So since b is negative 4, divide by 2, here you will have negative 2. So I'm going to just fill in -2, everything squared. Finding this term, I'm going to use the b, this number, divide by 2. So 2 over 2, everything squared. Because this is a positive number, so I just write down the positive number. So you'll have the 1 square. So we put a 1 square here. Now the right hand side, we need to add the same number into the right hand side as well. So -2 power 2 and a 1 power 2. Then the equation will keep balance. Okay, let me erase here so that I will have space to write down the work. Alright, now we can complete the square form. Take the base of the first term and the base of the third term, which is -2. So -2, everything squared, plus this 3. So this is one term. This is another term. So y, the base of y plus the base of 1, everything squared. Clean up the right hand side. This is 4, 5, 25. And then this is the equation of the circle. The center is at 2, -1, and the radius is 5. So if I want to sketch the circle of this equation, h, k is at 2, -1, and the radius is 5. So we go label the 2, -1, so this would be the center. So this is 7. Okay. So go left 5, go right 5, go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So go up 5, and then go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you can combine all the dots together. My circle is not very circle shape, but that's the idea. You need to define your center point and sketch the graph. So this is section 2.5. You can move on to work on web design.